Washington football team
and the Denver Broncos.
And off we go from Denver.
And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25.
Well, if you know, that's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
And they'll run it. This is James Robinson.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
2nd and 12 at the 23-yard line.
From the gun, Jones. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
The Washington first down.
They'll run here with Robinson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
The ball carrier.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
A quick throw into the hands of Rager.
Jones pass.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Jones now to throw on third down.
Open man, it's Rager. He's got it.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 41-yard line.
It's a gain of 20.
Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 41. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
The ball carrier.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos' 32. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard.
And it brings up third down.
Off the play fake. Jones. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a fourth down. The surprise second-round pick, Sean Bunting, there to get a hand in.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
And this one is right down the middle.
And it's 3-0 Washington.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Adoree Jackson on the return. The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Watch the
Naeem Hines, his first carry. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
Ball carrier.
The tackle by Eric Armstead.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On second down, it's Hines, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
2 yards. It's 3rd and 9.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Here comes Pettis on the return. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
2-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Three 3-0 after one on EA Sports.
3, Broncos nothing.
Here's Jones. Off play action. And he's able to find Diggs. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll try a jet sweep. It's Rager. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first. They run. Robinson. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
A 46-yard attempt.
Santos' kick is up and through.
Is good.
And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They are still in search of their first points in the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a first down. Now they go play action now. Burrow. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Here's Burrow. They'll roll him out right. He's going to take off with it. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Play action. It's Burrow. Flush to his right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. And I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 30-yard line.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
On 2nd down now. It's Robinson, and this Bronco defense really selling out to stop the run, and it pays off. They get him behind the line twice in a row. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. Off play action, Jones. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Jones pass.
Sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
Eric Armstead able to record his 5th sack of the season. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He may try and run for this. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
They'll go for it. Burrow into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and the return here will go to the 31-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
2nd and 6 at the 26-yard line.
And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Jalen Reagor was the intended receiver.
And that'll make it 3rd down.
A 43-yard attempt.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Cairo Santos set to kick off.
It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway.
This will make it into the end zone, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At his own 49.
On 2nd down, here's Burrow, escaping the pressure right. This is the tight end fan. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. Burrow on play action. Now Burrow loses the football. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Shoves him aside. And he'll wind up netting positive yardage out of this as he's able to get it up near the 25-yard line.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Out there setting ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll run again here with Robinson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Jones. Oh, and Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off by Justin Reed. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Dancing to his left. Now Burrow loses the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 50, the 40, past the 20. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Well, there you go, from red zone to red zone on that fumble return.
It's amazing how fast things can turn around, isn't it? I mean, it looks like one team's driving, got everything taken care of. All of a sudden, the ball's on the ground or popped in the air, and whoosh, there you go in the other direction. Good job by the defense. You see how they practice that, too. You can tell. Coordinated. As soon as they got the ball, everyone turned to block someone and tried to help them along the way.
And now set up here in terrific field position. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Touchdown. James Robinson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington able to capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And the lead will grow by 1 more.
Makes this Washington 18. Broncos nothing. Cairo Santos set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Good word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
That, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So word again, symptomatic.
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
They'll run on 1st down. Hines, and not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard.
They go play action with Burrow. Rolling to his right. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Well-timed effort there by Derwin James, a sack from his safety position. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Denver. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. On the return is Pettis. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Well, part of why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout. And that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Washington on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now Burrow to throw on 2nd down. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. The Broncos on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
That's good for a Denver Broncos.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Out to his left. And this one is incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Too many zeros on the stat sheet thus far. No touchdown passes, no points for his team, but he remains undaunted. Still attempting to get his team on the scoreboard, firing the ball downfield.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Denver Broncos. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Eric Armstead in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come out 2nd. And the pressure gets to him again. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. He'll buy some time right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Burrow going for it on 4th. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Eric Armstead. And Washington will have it on a turnover on downs. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
So it's Washington getting the victory here.
And they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough. But, yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys are nails out there.
So for Washington, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2.